All right, everyone. We are live. Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. I'm Enrique, your host, aka the Aries Gamer. I have a special guest with me, someone who I'm really excited to have on board today's podcast, representing classy gamer gals. And you know her on Twitter as Mamacita. So let me welcome Mamacita here to Basement Radio Arcade. Thank you again for joining us tonight. I definitely appreciate it.
Hey everybody, what's up? Mamacita 925 in the house.
So before we start talking about gaming and what you guys are doing, I want to talk about the Redskins.
Oh, let's talk. NFC East champions, baby.
Yep. NFC East champions. And, so it's not very often that I get to do a podcast with somebody who not only is a Redskins fan, but also lives in the DMV. A lot of people outside the DMV don't know what that means, but
yes, we know.
It stands for District, Maryland, Virginia, and the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. But I don't know. You know what? I'm excited about the Redskins being in the playoffs. I mean, this is great.
This is absolutely grand for me, and I will say that I came into the season with low expectations. My thing is, I just want us to have a consistent season of just being competitive. I want to see competitive gameplay. I want to see our offense able to take the ball down the field consistently. I want to see first down, second down, and third down completions. Okay, and I came into this season with that mentality, and we have superseded that and then some. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm trying to just kind of lower the bar. But, we've had some struggles over the years, okay? And we've
had lots of struggles.
Yes, we have.
We've had, that's putting it mildly. We've had lots of struggles.
We have. And, but I bleed burgundy and gold, to the core. Okay. I'm going to support my skins. I've been supporting them since way back when. Okay. I go back to Thasman days. Okay. I go back to John Riggins. Okay. Yep. Dexter Manley, Art Monk. I go way back, Russ Grimm. I can go Charles Mann. I can go on and on and on. But I'm excited. Then, winning the NFC East Championship, I'm like, okay, great, cool. Then the following week, beat Dallas. We didn't just beat Dallas. We beat down Dallas, okay?
Oh, we beat them down bad. That was good to see that.
We beat them down.
That was the icing on the cake for me for the season.
Oh, yes. So I'm stoked. And I'm like, okay, I think, what do we play? Minnesota, I think.
Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Green Bay. But I am excited. Yeah, I think yesterday I was watching the tweet that and someone was tweeting we play the Vikings, and then they put up Steve Harvey's face. So that's kind of why I had that in my head. But yeah, Green Bay. So it's all good, and I think we played them 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we do. Mamacita, like you, I grew up, during the golden era. Joe Gibbs, you mentioned Dexter Manley.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually met Dexter Manley a couple times.
You did?
I met him at a hospital one time. I met him at a what's that place called? Robex.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have Robex where you're at. It's like that juice place.
We don't.
They make those healthy juice mixes. Yeah.
Okay.
So I saw him there, and he's a big dude.
I can see that.
He's a big dude.
Yeah. I can see he's pretty big. I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I grew up, here in the area and just watching the Redskins and and growing up accustomed to winning Super Bowls. I mean, that was the thing. We won Super Bowls.
Yeah, we did. We won Super Bowls, and if we didn't win Super Bowls, we at least, we won NFC championships, and then we were a contender in the playoffs. So, that was something I was accustomed to, and these were the late '80s, '90s. I think of the glory days, and I miss my Darrell Greens and. Oh my gosh, and I just think about how, there was a time where the Redskins, I mean, we were known for a second half team, even if the opposing team, got ahead of us first, second quarter, we had confidence in our team. Yeah. We knew that Brad Johnson or Schrader, one of them, we knew that Theismann, they weren't gonna give up, and then that second half team was just gonna show up, and that score was gonna rack up, and we would win the game. We had confidence in our team, and I just want that back. I miss that. I miss that. I miss that so bad. And so it looks like we're heading in a direction of hope and prosperity.
I hope so.
I
hope so.
I love my boys. I do. And when people ask me, why am I still supporting my Redskins? And I say to them, when I start calling out, the Three Amigos or the Hogs, and I say, I'll never leave that. I mean, I know we always kind of look back, but those were the guys for me that just defined football for me.
Yeah. So, no, I know the feeling. I was there with you. I mean, those guys, they were, the Hogs. I mean, they had an identity back then. That's the thing. Yeah. They had an identity. And hopefully now with them going to the playoffs, they'll kind of reestablish that identity. I mean, the offense right now looks phenomenal. Kirk Cousins playing well. Yeah, Jordan Reed's a big mismatch problem for a lot of teams right now. I mean, he's a stud at tight end.
Is a beast. He is a beast at tight end. He's a beast. Kudos to him all day long. Yeah, we've got some exciting players. We really do.
We do. So hopefully the future's bright. Hopefully, this is the beginning of, good things to come because, let's face it. I mean, the Redskins are the franchise in the DMV.
They are.
I mean, we have baseball, we have, hockey, but football, and the Redskins are the team.
Redskins. That's right.
Exactly.
NFC East champions. NFC I feel.
Are you gonna try to go to the game?
I won't be able to go to the game, unfortunately, and it's really hard for me to say. I can't, though. I have some prior commitments, and I won't be able to. Actually, I haven't been able to make any game this season, unfortunately. But next year, I plan to attend several Redskin games. It is my intention.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't been to a game in a couple of years just because I'm not a big fan of Dan Snyder. So I have this thing. I don't want to give him my money.
Thank you. I do not like Dan Snyder. No, I do not. I don't. I'm not afraid to say it. I don't like him. I don't like his decision making. I don't like his personality. I don't.
No, in real life, he's not a nice guy. I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that he's just not a nice guy to his employees. He doesn't treat people well. He's a jerk.
Okay. I didn't even know all of that, but I could just tell, even, listening to him in the interviews, and I don't like his personality. And then I don't like his business tactics and some of his decisions and situations he's put our football club in. So I'll just kind of leave it at that because I don't want to be angry going into this podcast.
No, don't be, don't be angry. Don't do that.
Yeah,
so. Definitely don't be angry.
Yeah.
But so let's talk a little bit about what you guys are doing with Class C Gamer Gal. So I listened to you guys, or listened to you in a podcast. I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about this before we started the podcast. One of the things that I really liked, and I heard you talk about, is kind of, it sounds like you guys are trying to bridge the gap, especially for those folks who are in relationships or marriages where maybe one of the individuals in that relationship's a gamer and the other one isn't.
Yeah.
And I'll point to myself because I'm in that marriage right now. Where I've been gaming since, I started gaming in 1982. I was 5 years old. Right.
Oh, okay.
And I remember sitting down playing Space Invaders and Pac-Man for hours. And I was hooked ever since. I had the Atari, I had a ColecoVision, I had Nintendo, I had the Sega Master System. I just, as a youngster, I just got so wrapped up into gaming, and I never stopped gaming. That's the thing. Like, there's almost like this stereotype that, gaming isn't for adults. For people who don't know anything really about gaming. You know what I mean? It's like gaming's supposed to be done by kids.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. That's it. And one of the reasons I want to bring that element to my YouTube channel is because of my own experiences with that. And you touched on that. You touched on a key point. There are a number of relationships, and I tend to see my the guys, and they game, and their wives or their girlfriends or significant others, they do not, and they don't understand why gaming is such a priority for them, and they don't view gaming as a hobby. And I try to use example to my female friends. There are things that you like to do as a woman. Women, we have our own hobbies. We like to shop. Okay, we like to go get our hair done. We like movies.
And by the way,
And
sometimes shopping is more expensive than gaming. I just want to point that out.
That's a lot of truth to that. Okay, but shh, don't want to know if I want to say that on here. Okay, okay, I don't know if I want to say that. But seriously though, we love to shop. I mean, most of my women friends love shopping, and they love spending money. And you're right, to shop, and it can become a hobby. I mean, we love a lot of us love gardening. I'm not just saying this is just things that women do. I'm just saying, my women friends, and so I try to equate that those hobbies with gaming. Okay, you love to shop, you love to watch movies, there are things that you enjoy doing. Well, guess what? He likes to game, and gaming is a hobby, and even watching movies. I mean, I have a friend that will watch movies Saturday mornings. That her day. She will watch movies from sun up to sundown. Movies.
Wow.
You tell me what's the difference between you watching a movie all day and you gaming all day. I mean, I don't see the difference. It's still, you're enjoying something you love to do. And I guess I do bring a type of uniqueness to the gaming culture, because not only am I a woman, woman or female, but I am a mature woman, and I've been told you don't see that a lot in gaming. You just don't, and it's been quite a wonderful experience for me, with all some of the things that have been said and done, and I kind of have to raise my shoulders at, like, did you just say that to me? But it really truly is wonderful to enlighten people. And that's kind of what I want to do. I want to help my women friends and females just kind of understand that gaming is a hobby, and it's okay if he's gaming. And then also how gaming can affect relationships. And you even said, it's been kind of a struggle for you. And I'm quite sure that there are times where, your gaming can maybe sometimes create, unwanted discussions and difficulties at times. And I want to address those things with Classic Gamer Gal. So tell your wife and whoever else is listening, your wifey, your girlfriend, tune in to Classic Gamer Gals, because we're going to address those issues in a fun way and kind of have fun with it.
Yeah. No, I love that you guys are doing this, because, again, my own story, and it's funny. You mentioned that you have that friend that watches movies all day. And that's what I used to say to my wife too. And I got to whisper a little bit just in case she's listening.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm not going to be like, Yeah. So, with her, it's like, she watches, she always say to me, oh, you play these violent video games. I'm like, you're watching like CSI.
Yeah.
You're watching,
I love it.
you're watching Law and Order. You know what I mean? Like,
I love it.
Those aren't exactly like, non-violent TV shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you get things like, why are you wasting your time? Or you could be spending that quality time with me.
Yeah, I've gotten that before.
Oh,
I have gotten that before. But you know what though? It's funny. I've gotten that when, when I've been playing a game, and I don't know, like she comes downstairs, tries to talk to me, and I'm like, I'm in a game, But I can understand her frustration too. Like, I'm trying to talk to him, and I get that. But my point is that you know, like your friend who watches games or movies all day, there
Mhm.
isn't a difference. I mean, gaming is a form of entertainment, just like movies are or music.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. And unlike movies, though, where you can just pause, some games you can't just pause. And that's what my
True.
family knows now. If I'm gaming, do not, do not just come try to talk to me unless if I'm playing a game where I can pause. But if I'm an online play, you can't just pause and start talking to someone, and it requires, and it sometimes it requires your attention, or you may get killed, or your team is relying on you in gameplay. So I don't know if that's quite understood, but my family knows now.
yeah.
Don't you dare, or I will mean mug them, raise my eyebrows and say, I know, did you just, do you see me? They'll give them the me mug, and they know, oh, okay, well, she's gaming. I can't say anything to her right now.
Yeah. Do you know I'm playing Capture the Flag right now on Halo? uh, it,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
and that's when my wife's come down and been frustrated. Like when I remember playing the raid on Destiny, and I'm down here for
Mhm.
hours, trying to beat the raid on Destiny, and she's like trying to talk. I'm like, I can't talk. You
Yeah,
understand what's going on? We're trying to take Crota down.
exactly. That's just, oh my gosh, that's just, but it's really interesting how I have evolved with that. And I'm still
Yeah,
kind of, tickled pink with myself about that. Seriously, because
yeah.
I was where your wife is. I was there at one
Really?
point. Yes.
Are you saying there's
Yes.
hope?
Yes, there is hope. If I can change, she can
She can change.
change. Seriously, I was there. I did not
Yeah.
understand the gaming
Mhm.
mentality. I thought it was a complete waste of time. I thought gamers were detached from reality. I
Mhm.
thought that, gamers just didn't have a drive to want to succeed in life. You're just wasting your time. You're sitting on a
Wow.
sofa and you just have that controller in your hand, and all I hear are, just button mashing. And I just think I thought, that there was something really wrong with that. And I'm serious. I really did. So I have conformed in my thinking, and that comes from experiencing gaming myself. And my doorway into
Mhm.
gaming was actually Fable 2. That was the
Wow.
first that was the first non-connect, non-motion controlling game that I played in
Wow.
years. And I would say I used to play way back the Atari and the original,
Mhm.
Nintendo. And I played way back, but that was in middle school and high school. Um, but that was my doorway in. And when I think about it, I am a fantasy. I love fantasy type movies, Lord of the Rings. I was a huge Lord of the Rings fan. And so, dealing with, mages and magic and, ogres. So that was just my forte. That's what I loved. So Fable just pretty much intrigued me. And once I started, I snowballed from there. God of
Wow.
War was next, and Uncharted. And
Wow.
and here I am. So,
That's that's an awesome story to hear because it's here's you were on the other side of the fence,
mhm.
having these stereotypes of gamers and why people game and um yeah, not all gamers are sitting on the couch all day and just wasting away.
Yeah, that's what I
We're not,
thought.
yeah, we're not all drinking Mountain Dew and eating Doritos.
Big
It's just not.
bellies,
Yeah, exactly.
big bellies burping and farting.
Now there are some gamers that fit that stereotype, but look, most of the people that I know that game um, are people that work, have jobs, don't
Yes.
drink Mountain Dew all day, are people
Yes.
that you would meet and would never guess they were gamers.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I get it. I get it now. The light is the blinders have been removed, and
Yeah. So
and it's good, and it's good, and it's really enlightening. So that's where you hear my excitement and my passion for it, and because it's like I feel like I have embarked upon an area that's just it's just so much fun. Gaming is just it's fun, and I enjoy it. You know, I enjoy it to the core, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I honestly I haven't picked up uh, a a flower. I mean, I was really huge into gardening, and I
Hmm.
haven't picked up a flower pot nor planted any flowers in years. Taking over.
It's taking gaming is taking over.
Yes, it has. You know, I
Yeah.
still keep my yard decent, but it's not the it's not the yard I used to have prior to gaming. I'll just say that.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, gaming for me is just it's an outlet. It's relaxing for
It
me.
is. It truly
It's it.
is.
Yeah, it
Hmm.
really is. And
Yeah.
I've always been you know, because I've always gamed, I've just always been fascinated by stories and and I love watching movies too. I'm
Hmm.
big into
Hmm.
movies and I don't watch too much network television because I kind of think a lot of the stuff's just garbage.
Yeah.
I watch more
Agreed.
HBO, Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but that's awesome. Again, I really love what you guys are doing and wish you guys the best of luck. And I'm going to link your YouTube channel too, below as well, so people can,
Okay.
check you
Okay.
guys out and subscribe. And please, guys, you definitely want to, support what they're doing. It's just awesome. I really have an appreciation for what you guys are doing. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I think we have something to offer uh, my female gamers and my non-female gamers. I think we have something that would really, really open up a lot of women. They're open up their eyes to see that gaming doesn't equate to laziness or lack of goals. That's not what it's about. It's a hobby. See it as that, and it's an
Hmm.
outlet. It's fun, it's entertainment, and being able to control the outcome of your character, which is what in a conversation I tend to have. If you are watching a movie, think about if you could actually control what that main character does or how the
Yeah,
outcome of that movie, affect that outcome. Think about that just a moment.
exactly.
So,
Yeah. I bet you if there was like a CSI Miami game, my wife would probably be all over it.
yes, yeah, she
um,
really would. She really would
yeah,
be.
she might. She might. She
Hmm.
doesn't like the violent video games again, but she likes the violent TV shows.
I was
Doesn't
there
make any
too.
sense.
Oh, I was there too when I was playing Dragon Age. Oh my gosh, it's too much blood. Look at the blood.
Uh
And
huh.
now I can slice your head off, and that blood means nothing to me now. So it means absolutely nothing. Looks like, just looks like ketchup to me. But there was a
Gears of
time.
War is nothing.
It's nothing. I don't have
Yeah.
that reaction anymore. So it may take some, it's not like someone jumps in and all of a sudden they're where you are. This has
Yeah.
been a snowball effect for me. I'm not the gamer I was 5 years ago,
Wow.
4 years ago, definitely when I kind of stepped back into the more hardcore type of gaming. I'm not the
Hmm.
gamer that I was. So I have evolved, and I'm still continuing to evolve. I'm just this past year
Hmm.
playing, shooters. First person shooters was just was not on my agenda. I would say, I was into RPGs and a few action adventure games, and I just didn't enjoy first person shooters at all.
Hmm.
I picked up Destiny last year. I liked it, and actually, I played it a lot. But Borderlands, oh my God, I'm addicted to Borderlands. I've been playing Borderlands for the past 6 months now, and I
Wow.
love it. Yeah, so I'm still
It's a
evolving
fun game.
in that. It's an awesome game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
waiting for Borderlands 3. Bring it on.
Yeah, I can't wait for that either. I can't
Yeah.
wait for that either.
Hmm.
So, well, thank you again, Mama Sita, for sharing that with us. And again, I'm going to link your YouTube channel below because I really like what you guys are doing. I think it's very positive too, you know.
Yes.
And there's definitely, people in my situation, men, who might appreciate having an outlet or resource like this.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. Yeah.
so thank you again.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So, all right. So we have some. I was going to do a kind of preview of 2016, but Mamacitas, I was thinking about it. I was like, geez, if I did that, I could probably be sitting here doing a podcast for like 2.5 hours, and I didn't want to do a marathon podcast.
Okay.
So I had the bright idea to just split the preview of 2016 into and really just do an Xbox One 2016 preview and a PlayStation 4 2016 preview, because both of them, if we look at, if you look at a lot of the exclusive titles that are coming out on both platforms, it's going to be a busy year for both platforms. So if you're a multi-console owner like myself and like you are,
yes,
chances are we're probably going to be backlogging a lot of stuff this year. With all the great third-party stuff and first-party or exclusive content that's coming out, so that's why I wanted to do two different podcasts. So this one's the Xbox One 2016 preview, and it's funny, we had issues this past weekend trying to do this. Tonight worked out, and actually probably tonight worked out better because there were some pretty big announcements.
One big announcement. Oh yes.
With a game that I was looking forward to, Platinum Games Scalebound, which got delayed till 2017. Which for me, it's kind of a bummer. I can't say I'm too. I'm a little torn. Like I understand, that they, according to Hideki Kamiya of Platinum Games, the development's going well, but it's probably the biggest game that they've developed or made, and so they're really taking their time, and they're not trying to rush things. They want to make sure that the end product is perfect. So that's great. Let's just hope that that's not code for guys, things aren't going good.
And that's a fair assessment for that. My take on that is, I think when games are announced, the first thing that we as gamers want to know is when this game is coming out. So I feel like that, developers and publishers sometimes feel like they have to give us a time frame for a release, because you and I both know that's the first thing that we as gamers are going to want to know. When are we going to be able to play this game? That's the first thing. So I think sometimes there's that pressure to say we plan to release this game to 2016 or 2017, blah blah blah. I know that things can happen in development, and we don't know truly if there's an issue or what the issue may be. Maybe they needed more time to develop the game, or maybe they looked at the games that are releasing in 2016 and said, is it really fair to do this to Scalebound and kind of squeeze this game, especially new IP? I mean, we've got Gears of War 4 coming out. We have Halo Wars 2 coming out. Okay, there's Crackdown 3, there's Fable Legends, ReCore. I don't know if that's spring of 2016 or just 2016 now. So, there are a number of games that are coming out, and I don't want, and mind you, I'm looking forward to Scalebound. Okay, that was one of my top games for 2016, and I want to play that game just as bad as anybody else. Okay, but I guess life has just taught me to just kind of not get all riled up about certain things. I mean, if it means less bugs or a flawless, now I won't say flawless, but if it means my gameplay or my gaming experience is going to be smooth and I'm going to have all that I need to be able to play this game, then okay, I can deal with the delay. I wasn't bent out of shape when Uncharted 4 was delayed. I didn't get all. I mean, I said, "Oh, that's a bummer," but hey,
I was a little bit.
I was upset about it. When I say upset, I was, and I'm looking forward to it, but I wasn't irate or mad or how dare they and all of that. I'm like, okay, well, I guess they've got to continue to fine tune it, and and we'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah. No, I'd rather a developer take their time and make the game right than, release a game and then we get this, 20 gig patch or whatever it is,
Hmm.
and then there's another patch to patch the patch. And, I'd rather not go through that. I
And a
had that
patch that
experience.
patches the patch. Right?
Exactly. I had that experience with The Witcher 3. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I would
Yeah.
rather not, go through that. And I understand, sometimes developers rush games out obviously because of pressure to get the game to market. And then,
Mhm.
a lot of these developers have a budget, and anytime you're on a budget and you go over that budget, that's a potential, that's more of a hit,
Yeah.
and,
Mhm.
these companies look, that this business, and a lot of the times I think gamers forget, first and foremost, this is $1 billion industry, and these guys are in the business to, yeah, obviously they love what they do.
Yeah.
End game for a lot of these CEOs and executives is profitability,
Yeah, exactly. Of
and
course.
I think gamers forget about that a lot. So, but I don't know. I was a little, I'm a little nervous about Scalebound because of, and I don't know if you're how familiar you are with the game's history, but the concept, the game itself was actually, came to, I think came to light about 10 years ago, and it was actually supposed to be a Wii
A
game.
Wii
It's supposed to be
game.
yeah,
Yeah, I
supposed to
remember
be a
reading
motion
about
control
that. Hmm.
game. And then after, they went off and made Bayonetta. Once that was complete, they came back and made a prototype. That prototype failed, and then they kind of repitched the idea of Scalebound to what its current form is. So,
Hmm.
let's hope that this isn't. I hope at least it's not, bad news or something that's going to foreshadow the game not being good or having issues. But we'll see.
Well,
Maybe.
did you see there the statement that they put out, that Platinum Games actually put out?
I read some of the statement where they said the development was going well.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, they were
that's
happy with how it's coming together, and
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So, but you never know.
Yeah. I mean, and
You wouldn't.
that's true. You
I
don't
wouldn't
these
expect them to come out and be
days.
like, guys, we're having issues. The dragons aren't working right, or something like that. I wouldn't expect them to say that.
Well, they did say, and I'm quoting, they said, in order to deliver on our ambitious vision and ensure that
Yes.
Scalebound lives up to expectations, we will
Hmm.
be launching the game in 2017. And this will give us the time needed to bring to life all the innovative features and thrilling gameplay experiences that we have planned. And they just, whatever this inventive multiplayer, okay, the action packed battles, and with fantasy gameplay and exploration, I mean, we know those games, and those type of games do require, I think it does require a lot of time in development. Not saying that every game doesn't, but we do know, especially when we're dealing with open world on RPG type games,
Yeah.
and they are prone to bugginess too.
Yeah.
So I I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if it's something we should be concerned about, whether or not. It sounds like you have concerns if it's actually going to be, if it's going to manifest or not. It's kind of
Yeah.
sounds like.
I sound like a little bit like a Debbie Downer right now, but yeah, I mean,
Well,
I'm just because of my excitement for the game, and
yeah.
anything Platinum Games. I mean, they're to me one of the better developers out there,
Hmm.
and just have a great pedigree of talent and software titles that they've made. And I know that this is for them, and they mentioned this in their their press release, that this is one of their biggest games that they've ever done.
Yeah.
So in that regard, if they need more time to make this game perfect, I'm all for that too.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
So all
All
right,
right.
so we can't throw that game into 2016, but that's okay because there's a lot more other games coming out for the Xbox One in 2016, and
And that's
it's
just
funny.
it. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's funny because I always go back and think about. I don't know why I do this, but I always look back at the Xbox One and how much it's evolved as a game console since 2013.
Yeah, it
I remember
has.
the infamous, you know, press or the infamous press conference when the Xbox One was announced to the
The
public.
reveal. Oh yeah.
What's that?
The
Yeah, the
reveal.
reveal.
Oh yeah. Oh
You know,
yeah. Yeah. It
and
has involved a lot. A lot.
and you may remember the DRM fiasco.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy, do I remember that. And actually sometimes we're kind of reminded of that, especially in the Twitterverse. It kind of
Yeah,
see that it's always the shots that are taken that kind of always tends, it brought to your attention. But like you say, the Xbox One has evolved. It has come a long way. Just it's the clock that just keeps on ticking.
yeah,
And as a gamer, I just think this is an awesome time to own a console, period. Whether you are, Xbox One. I know we're talking about the Xbox games tonight, of course, but
hmm
as a gamer, if PlayStation, it's a great time to be a gamer. We have so much to look forward
oh
to.
yeah,
So uh, I'm just going to enjoy it, and there's so much to look forward to with this list, this upcoming game. So,
yeah. No,
you
there really
know,
is, and that's again that's why I decided to to break this up into two podcasts because
mhm.
there's so much coming out on both game consoles, and people are going to be kept busy playing games this year. And I think I really felt like 2015 was a great year for this console generation. I felt like this year, this generation kind of got its legs under it. But 2016 seems to be um, what I think is going to be the best year
I
in
think
gaming for this
so.
generation so far.
I think so. I think it's going to be a defining year for this generation. I really do. I think it's going to set the stage for so much uh, with our consoles. I
Oh
expect
yeah,
a defining year. I really do.
my wife's going to kill me. she she's not going to be happy. She's not going to be happy, especially when we get Uncharted 4, Quantum Break,
Oh
Dark Souls 3, and
gosh.
Ratchet and
Oh
Clank.
gosh. Oh gosh. I'm just so stoked. It's because it's just so much to look forward to. There's just so much this year to look forward to. I've got Far Cry Primal that's coming out, Dying Light, the DLC for that. Oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, it's just so much. There really is. So hey, yeah, but Quantum Break is coming, what, April 5th? Yeah, I believe so. And we'll just kind of go with that. And it sounds like I have lost vocals with my friend here. All right. All right, folks. Well, what I'm going to do at this moment, because I'm not sure what has happened with Enrique. Sounds like I'm going to wing this one until he comes back in. And we've been discussing the anticipated games or the upcoming games for the Xbox One. And Microsoft did release today their greatest lineup in Xbox history. And they talked about there was a record holiday. And I'm sure everyone has heard by now the Halo 5, Tomb Raider, Forza Motorsport 6, Gears of War, Ultimate Edition. All these games sold over 1 million units. And I have to say that I'm really stoked about Rise of the Tomb Raider selling 1 million units. And you guys know the past few weeks we've heard all types of conversations and reports about how bad Rise of the Tomb Raider has been selling. And when NPDs were released last month, I think it didn't even chart the top 10 or even top 20 games, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Rise of the Tomb Raider wasn't even listed. So to hear that news today, the Rise of the Tomb Raider sold over 1 million units, I'm really, 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 I was really shocked, first of all. And I'm really excited to see that the game uh, is doing as well. I truly am. So let's see. Okay, it looks like Enrique is going to be joining. Yes, okay. He said his computer froze, and just give him a second, and I can expect him to jump back in. Cool. All right. So I won't be alone too much longer, folks. So, with that said, Rise of the Tomb Raider, 1 million units. Halo 5, over 1 million units, which I think Halo 5 probably sell well over 1 million, if I had to guess. I think they probably just saying at least saying that their greatest game lineup, so at least 1 million or more. So that's pretty cool. And so wait a minute. Let's see if he's sending me something else. Okay. All right. All right. So, all right. Looks like he'll be back in momentarily. All right. So let's get to the Xbox One lineup. And what's interesting to me, when Microsoft did release their greatest game lineup for 2016, it did include the Windows 10 version as well. And not that some of these games, I don't know if this was really a surprise to some. It seems like some folk on Twitter were surprised that it was coming to PC. But, if I can recall some of these games, I think PC or Windows 10 was included anyway. So that's really not a big deal. But we know Gears of War 4. It says the multiplayer beta is expected in spring of 2016 and launching in fall of 2016. We know Quantum Break, yay, April the 5th, 2016, Quantum Break. Sam Lake tweeted today some gameplay. They were actually playing the game. And I was so jealous, extremely jealous to see that. But hey, at least we know the game is coming and we'll have our hands on that very soon. Halo Wars 2, Xbox One and Windows 10. We are expecting that the fall of 2016, as well as Crackdown 3 for the Xbox One, of course. And this is kind of interesting to me, and I hope Enrique kind of jumps back in on this because they released when they released this list next to Crackdown 3, it says multiplayer in summer of 2016. And I'm not so sure exactly, what does that really mean? Are they only releasing the multiplayer in the summer of 2016? Are we to expect a single player mode or full release at some other point? That's kind of confusing for me. And if you guys know anything that I don't, please feel free to tweet me while I am still on air live, I'm guessing. This is kind of funny. Okay. And let's see, we've got Fable Legends. We should be expecting that in spring of 2016. And I have had the chance, to play the beta, participating in the beta. And I can't talk about it, but let's just say I'm looking forward to it. We have Recore 26.
All right, we're back. So once again, once again, I have difficulties with my freaking computer. Last time it was the internet. This time, my computer somehow went to sleep in the middle of Google Hangouts, and that's the error that I got. So I don't know what the hell's going on, but I got to figure that out. It's kind of, it sucks.
It does. You'll figure it out.
Yeah,
though. We get it fixed.
And I'm telling you, the Warrior Word's gonna have a field day when he sees this, because him and South by 110 were probably the last podcast. And by the way, if you haven't checked out podcast number 6, you got to check it out, because I think like 52 minutes into it, I ended up dropping because my connection went out. And those guys are sitting there and they're like, "Oh my God, the host has left us." Yeah.
Well, I was continuing on with it because I wasn't quite sure if I was still on air or not. So I thought I'll just go ahead and wing it and just try to continue on. And I figured, okay, well, I think I am off air. So it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out.
It worked out.
But that's just crazy. It's a little embarrassing, but hey, it is what it is.
Technical difficulties happen.
It happens.
It happens.
Yes, it happens to the best of us. Hey, happened to Sony right now. PSN's down. So.
Oh my gosh, that's
so
a
it happens to
scary
the best
one.
of us.
That's kind of scary right now, though, because they're talking to January 7th, perhaps.
It sucks. Yeah, that sucks. It really sucks for PlayStation owners. Yeah,
it does.
That really sucks.
Myself included. It does suck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So before, before we before it got dropped or whatever happened, we were talking about the evolution of the Xbox One. We're talking about the whole, DRM, the fiasco of the reveal, and Don Matrix saying some dumb stuff at E3. The game consoles really come, I think, full cycle since Phil Spencer took over. They've talked about games. The message has really shifted from doing all these other things to really games, and we saw them deliver that in 2015. And by the way, I don't know if you follow any of those guys, the Xbox guys.
I do. Like I follow Phil Spencer, Aaron Greenberg, and Bonnie Ross. I follow her as well.
Let me tell you something. I love how they interact with the gaming community.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And it's quite refreshing, to say the least, to have that.
It is.
It really, truly is. I mean, they've actually responded to me a couple of times. I actually had another Twitter account, and Phil Spencer actually, he did responded to my tweet, and it was like, oh my gosh. And Aaron Greenberg, on the account that I've had the past year, he's liked a couple of my tweets, retweeted a couple, and did, said thank you to me a few times. So, and he does that with, anyone and everyone, so.
Yeah, yes. Great guy.
Yeah, they're pretty engaging, and that's good to see.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. It's really nice to see that they're really engaged with, the gaming community.
Yes. And they actually game with Xbox fans, though. They actually game. They game on Xbox Live, and
they do.
They do. So that's quite. That's good.
Yeah, I haven't had the opportunity to game with any of them on Xbox Live, but I know a couple of people that have, and I think it's really cool they do that. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
So, here we are, and I thought, 2015 they really delivered in a lot of the, the messaging that they've been talking about with just, delivering, great game content. I thought 2015 was a great year for them, and 2016 I don't think is going to be any different. I mean, they're coming with a lot of exclusive content. There's a lot of great third-party stuff that's coming out too. And look, we're going to be busy.
Oh yes, we are. Super busy.
We're going to be busy.
Super busy.
Yeah. So I was going to say, maybe Scalebound being delayed wasn't a bad thing then.
Exactly. That's kind of the way I look at it. And then they're also talking about perhaps at E3 announcing even new IP. Perhaps I saw that that perhaps we can expect some even new announcements of new IP. So I don't know. They kind of maybe have some tricks up their sleeve.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure they're going to announce some new stuff. I'm sure, with the focus and the messaging being, we're going to focus on games, and we're not going to do those big third party deals anymore. We're going to take that money and invest it in new IP, which I think is great.
Yeah, I do. I think for the long term,
and enjoy
it really is.
Yeah.
Even if you have to sacrifice some of those short term battles. I think over the long run and long term, I think you can still be victorious. And I don't necessarily mean winning the console war when I say that, okay? Just be clear on that. But I think you can still be, victorious in the long term. Sometimes your short-term plan, people don't see and understand the vision that they have. But I know that Microsoft has a lot of smart people in their camp. I know they do, especially with Phil Spencer at the helm now, and so I think that they have a long-term goal with it envisioned for the Xbox One.
Yeah,
and it's
no, they
showing up.
definitely do.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, you're right. It's showing up now, and um,
And
you know
Windows
they
10 is a big part of that. Windows 10
yeah, it
is a
is.
big part of that. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, that does make some people I've talked to kind of uneasy. Kind of this evolution from a game console to be part of a larger ecosystem.
Mhm.
Um, you know, I get for me, I'm not too worried about it. I know there's some people that are like, oh, I don't want to play, games on my PC or stream, Xbox to my PC or PC to Xbox. I don't want that. They just want a traditional game console.
Mhm. But guess what?
Um,
They don't have to. If you don't want to do
no,
it, then don't.
they, no, they don't have to.
Yeah.
And I've always I've always looked at gaming heading into a direction where it's going to be part of a bigger ecosystem anyway, where at some point we're not going to have and we could do another podcast about this because I think this could be
Yeah. Oh
one of
yeah.
those.
Yes, we could. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, we could go on. We could go on about this where gaming's heading, but I could see this 10 years from now, sitting in front of my smart TV and seeing the Xbox One app,
Mhm.
and something being cloud based where I'm streaming games or having some kind of set top box, like like
Mhm.
everything being digital. So,
Uh-oh. Okay. Okay.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You faded out
Did
for
I?
a moment, but
Oh,
I
I
can
did.
hear you
I
now.
may have got robot voice there too.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay.
That happens.
You're changing it to a
Oh,
transformer on me.
oh no. So yeah, so 2016, and it's funny you mentioned Windows 10 because well, let's go down this list real quick. We have
Okay.
Gears of War, the Gears of War 4, the multiplayer beta comes out. The multiplayer beta,
Mhm.
I can never say that. Multiplayer beta comes out this spring, and the game's supposed to launch this fall. So that's certainly a game that I'm looking forward to. Quantum Break, we know, comes out in April. You mentioned Halo Wars earlier. That comes out. Halo Wars 2 comes out in the fall
Yeah. Yeah.
of this
Yeah.
year.
I've got to finish. I completed Gears of War Ultimate Edition, but I've got to go
Mhm.
back now and finish. I started Gears of War 2, and so I've got to do Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3. And actually, I'm going to replay Gears of War, the Ultimate, because mind you, this is the first time I've played Gears at all. This was my first experience. And when I completed the game and I saw the trophy pop, that
Mhm.
I had completed the game on casual difficulty, my ego was a bit sour. And I said, no, I did not just do that. My ego is hurt. I'm bruised. So I've got to replay this now on a much harder difficulty because I just can't let that. I mean, I'm sorry, trophy. I said trophy achievement. When the achievement popped, I said, I can't let this go. So I've got to go back. And I've got to replay it because my ego ain't gonna let that. This is gonna let that casual achievement sit. And I'm about it. I can't. And that's me. That's when I say that the involvement as a gamer, I've become a bit more competitive now. And it's like I can't let this stand. I cannot.
I'm not gonna.
Oh no.
I can't have this.
No, I can't. I cannot.
That's too funny.
Oh yeah. So I've got to complete those, and so I'll be looking forward to Gears of War 4. And then let me say this: Gears of War, as the first time playing it, I have to say that game is fun. I had no idea that I would have, and the variety of gameplay. Well, when I say gameplay, but the variety of gameplay actually in that game was just surprising to me. I was expecting, just shoot, but there were just other styles of gameplay that just was really interesting to me, and it was reminiscent of other types of games, and I was just pleasantly surprised, to say the least.
And that franchise was a big reason why I think the Xbox 360 did so well. I remember Gears of War coming out in the 360 and just being floored.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was such back then, and I grew up. Well, I should say grew up, but of competitive multiplayer,
Mhm.
games on the Xbox 360, and I still do.
Yeah.
And so when Gears came out, I mean, everybody was just like, wow. A lot of us forgot about Halo for a while.
I can see why. I can see why. I had to get used to the dude bro kind of
And the online,
uh, language.
what's that?
I had to kind of get used to the dude bro conversations. And yeah. And I'm like, you know what? And I'm like, these guys, when I first I was like, these guys look superhuman. I mean, these triceps and biceps are really huge, So
Yeah.
like for me as a female and as a woman, I really enjoy playing it.
Were you like, why can't they make him like that in real life?
Yes. It's like, where are these guys?
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
That's funny. That is too funny. Where can I find the Gears guys at?
Hell yeah.
That is too funny.
Oh yeah.
That is too funny. So we have that Gears of Halo Wars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Halo Wars 2.
16 is supposed to be coming out this summer. So
Okay.
I know some people were kind
of, I
really like Crackdown 3. What's that?
Yeah. Okay, I hear you now. I couldn't hear you.
Was I breaking up again?
Yep.
Oh, the joys of Google Hangouts.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go with it. Yeah, Crackdown 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me ask you this. I see this multiplayer in the summer of 2016 because that's what they have listed next to it. So what are you reading into that?
You mean like why isn't there any single player?
Yeah, like why? I'm wondering why they made that distinction, multiplayer in summer of 2016. Are we talking the multiplayer? I mean, this doesn't say beta, so are we? I mean, that's just I'm not clear on that. What that means.
Well, I just think just based off what they've shown with the cloud and everything, I think that they're very much focused on this being a game where you go online with your friends, you destroy a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's, because you can't have that experience if you're playing it single player. I think that's part of the appeal with this game, with the demo they showed with the cloud.
I get that. But I was just wondering why make that, why say multiplayer in summer 2016? Almost gives you, it's if there's something else coming down the road, something after the multiplayer experience. And if it isn't, then why not just say summer of 2016?
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. And there's probably a single player component that they just haven't announced yet.
Okay. So we are thinking maybe they're going to split that up, split the multiplayer and the single player component. Or
maybe.
Yeah, that's what that just wasn't clear. I wasn't kind of clear on that, what that means.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll find out at E3.
Yeah.
We and then we'll get the Fable Legends open beta, which is going to be coming out in spring 2016 now. Some people already have been on the beta and have played it.
have. I've been playing it.
Oh, you have?
Oh, yeah, I have. Yeah, I've been playing it.
You still under NDA?
I still am.
So I can't ask you questions about it.
You cannot, but let's just say I'm thoroughly looking forward to Fable Legends when it comes to fruition, spring of 2016. I am so looking forward to play it.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
Do you think that this is going to be a must-have title?
Well, let me say, I don't know if I could say it's a must-have because it's not Fable 4. Fable 4 perhaps would be a must-have, but this isn't Fable 4. And but if you are a if you love Fable and you've been a player in the series of Fable, then yes, it would be a must have for those folk, those gamers. But if you want to kind of delve into the Fable world, yeah, it would be a must have because to try it out. But I wouldn't necessarily put that on the must have games. But it is for me because I love Fable. I love the franchise. I love the entire series. But
Yeah.
for the average gamer, I'm not going to say Fable Legends is a must-have game for you. But it is a joy to play. I enjoy it, and it is interesting. I mean, if you're looking for co-op play and kind of team up with your friends and kind of experience the world of Albion, then hey, why not? Why not?
Yeah. I've heard some people compare it to or have it remind them of Phantasy Star Online. Now, I don't know how true that is because I've never played the game, but that's what I've heard. And,
I've never played the game.
And I was a big fan of Phantasy Star Online, so if it's like that, that sounds good. But
I mean, we all know, and I mean, I can talk about the type of game. I mean, I don't think it's a secret, teaming up with friends and like like a 4 team players, and then you're going against an enemy who's also can be controlled, by an actual person as well. So you can actually have 5 people, and one's the enemy, and then you all are going through either going through the story, or from my understanding, there's that that online mode where you can just kind of hop in and play against other players or team up with players and play. So it's
gotcha.
I mean, it's a different approach for Fable. This is the first time they've tried something like this. So when they said that they were going to postpone its release, I wasn't surprised. I felt like it was a necessity. It really truly was. And although I'm looking forward to it, and I had but I was okay with the delay. Go ahead and fine tune it and work out whatever you need to work out for this game, because I want a seamless experience, so as close to seamless as I can possibly get when I'm online.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I wish we could get more details, but I get it. You're under NDA. So, no, I understand. And so what's interesting is we talked about Windows earlier. And Fable Legends is one of those Xbox One and Windows games that's coming out. And we just heard that Recore, which is another new IP for the Xbox One, that game's also going to be an Xbox One and Windows 10 game.
Yeah.
And that's not. And so we see Sea of Thieves, which is also going to be Xbox One and Windows 10. Yes. By the way, I'm really excited by that. Love Rare.
Yes. I'm excited for all of those. I haven't seen any gameplay for Recore, but the concept and the idea and the story, and it's intriguing, and so I'm kind of interested to see what they bring with that one, because we still haven't seen any gameplay on that.
No, just that trailer that we saw, and it's got some good pedigree behind it. Keiji, I always butcher his last name, and the gentleman who designed a lot of the Mega Man games early on, started his career off at Capcom, was behind Resident Evil, and Fune or something like that.
Yeah.
I always butcher his last name, so I don't even try to pronounce it. And then we see Rare coming back, and I'm so happy that Rare's making a new game. I'm one of those gamers that wasn't really excited that Rare was being used, and I understand they're a talented developer, but I wasn't a big fan of them focusing on a lot of the Kinect stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they did a good job with them, though. I mean, I played a lot of those Kinect games.
No, they did.
They did a good job. I want to take that.
No, they did.
Yeah.
No, they did. But I just miss some of the old, Rare stuff, and so it's really exciting to come out with a new IP. And again, Sea of Thieves, another game that's going to be Xbox One, Windows 10.
There we go.
So we see a common theme here.
Yes, we do. Gigantic. There it is. Xbox One, Windows 10.
Yeah, and I've actually played the beta.
I haven't played the beta yet, although I have the key for it and I have it downloaded. I just haven't had the chance to start it up yet.
Oh, you got to play that.
Okay, yeah, it's reminiscent of Battleborn. I was, because I played Battleborn, the technical, I want to say technical beta, but I played that, and I know I kind of had some feelings about that after playing it. I was a little disheartened by it, but I want to keep hope alive. But when I saw Gigantic, I actually saw the gameplay. I went, oh wow, it just appeared to be so much smoother and faster. So I'll have to jump on that hopefully this week then.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
I got to try it out, play it for a little bit. It's fun. And then Killer Instinct Season 3 is coming out. Xbox One, Windows 10.
Yes. I just got my Xbox One Elite controller a few days ago.
Oh, nice. How do you like it?
Oh my gosh. Let me tell you. When the first time using that controller, I literally screamed. Seriously, I was screaming. I could, the accuracy, controlling my player, the smoothness, how fluid my gameplay. I mean, I'm playing Borderlands, and we're talking about the backwards compatibility version on the Xbox One. I've been playing that like to no end, and I played it on that. I used the Xbox One Elite controller playing that game, and I saw an immediate difference. And just being able to line my shot up and my headshots are just so much faster and quicker. And I'm like, I was just screaming. I was like, oh my gosh. Did I just do a headshot in like 0.12 seconds? It was sweet. And then it's like night and day. I mean, there's the feel of it and holding the control. I told someone literally, I hate to say it this way, but I almost feel like I'm holding a weapon. That's how it feels. Seriously. That's what
So the Xbox One Elite controller is a weapon.
It feels like I'm holding a weapon. I feel like I'm actually holding a gun when I'm shooting. Seriously, it feels. It's such a premium feel. It's awesome. It truly is. Wow. It really is. I know people talk about, it's inexpensive and it's pricey. I will say, and I was one that agreed with that, but until you use it, you won't appreciate that price tag.
Wow. That's awesome. I mean, it's something that's on my to-do list to buy for this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just haven't gotten around to it yet because I'm, all these games are coming out. I'm like, I got to put money away for games.
Oh, it's different. It's so different. Even I noticed the sensitivity. It's just I had to go into the game and adjust the sensitivity levels because it's like, oh my gosh, it is. It's definitely a difference. It's a premium controller. It's definitely a difference. So believe the hype. Believe the hype.
Believe the hype.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's on my radar. It just for me, it's I'm trying to, budget that with games and everything, and. And so, and plus, I have another little one coming on the way, so I got to think about that too.
Okay, well, that's understandable. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. So, so I got to think about that. So, so we have what I think is a cool game coming out. The Xbox One is Cuphead. And Cuphead reminds me a lot of a throwback. Like 1940s Mickey Mouse cartoon.
It does. It does have that retro feel to it.
Yeah. I think that game looks really cool. Artistically, it's one of the best games that I've seen in a long time. I'm still in I'll probably end up picking it up at some point. I probably won't pick it up right away. but it's probably something that I'll backlog later on in the year
Mhm.
and pick up and play.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then we have Ori and the Blind Forest, the definitive edition's coming out in the spring 2016. Cobalt's coming out.
Mhm.
Oh, and they're going to release Gears of War Ultimate Edition on Windows 10 too. That's
Yeah.
coming out spring
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
also when they announced Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition, I did see there was a statement that so there was going to be some updates to it
Mhm.
based on fan feedback. Now I don't know exactly what type of updates they're going to incorporate into that, but I've been playing Ori for the past. I've kind of got back into Ori. I initially started playing it when it came out, and I got so frustrated with that game. I was so frustrated that game, the difficulty, not just the difficulty, but I think the puzzles and something the way some of the puzzles are laid out, and I'm realizing that Ori is a lot more about luck than necessarily skill. And it can
Yeah.
be as beautiful as that game is. And I'll tell you, it's
Yes.
beautiful, and the gameplay and the art.
That is beautiful.
But I'm at my wit's end at some nights, and I literally have to just stop. I mean, I've rage quitted so many times out of frustration. I'm like, Ori, why are you making this so hard for me? But then when I complete a puzzle, I'm so elated. I'm like, yes, I did it. I did it. But I don't know. I think they're going to make some changes to that game. So if you haven't played that game already and you want to experience Ori in the form that it is now, and I think it's spring of 2016 is when they plan to release this definitive edition. But they did state there are going to be updates, and they've listened to fan feedback. Although we don't quite know what that is right now, but I have to assume folk that were kind of perhaps not playing the game or kind of upset about maybe the difficulty with it, they're going to make maybe some adjustments in some form or fashion. So we shall see.
So I agree with you. Yeah, if you want to experience it before the updates, then yeah, it may make sense to play. But you're right. It's one of those games that will, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's going to annoy the heck out of you.
But I don't mind that so much, because I feel like, growing up playing games, I mean, we didn't really have, really save points, checkpoints, whatever.
Yeah.
We kind of had to grind it out. Games seem more challenging to me growing
But
up.
and I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. I don't necessarily have a problem with what you're saying, and I don't necessarily have a problem with difficulty. It's just that my progress, if I achieve the goal, okay, and let's say I get to the end of it and I don't complete one part of this puzzle, I have to start all over again. And I'm in an area where I can't save. You can't even save where you are right now. So that was just frustrating. I was so excited to get past this point, and then I got killed. I'm like, oh no, I have to start all over again.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean,
that's where. Hey, have you played Dark Souls?
Yes. I don't know if I want to discuss that game at this moment. I don't know. I have played Dark Souls, and that's another one. It's
that game kicked my ass.
Yeah. But I think Ori, the difference with Ori is, you look at Ori and you don't expect it to be or have that degree. And I don't think when they announced Ori, I don't recall them saying, expect this game to be severely challenging. We kind of know Dark Souls, and we kind of know that's a challenging game, the franchise itself, but I don't think anyone expected Ori to be as challenging as it is. No. Please I want to make sure that I'm clear. I don't have a problem with being challenging. I think, it has really, it's up to my gaming, I will say, and for platform games, it really has. So I can appreciate that, but please at least let me say my progress and process. Make me have to do it all over again. Oh my gosh.
Well, you're not the only one to rage quit that game. You're not the only one. You're not alone there, for sure.
Yeah. I look at my friends list, and I know I'm not the only one. I'm seeing 8% completion rates and 2%, 10%. I think I am at about 26% now. I just picked it back up. So, and one of my friends, we've been kind of talking about it back and forth. I think he's about like 88%, but there are times where he's raging about it on Twitter. He's like, I cannot believe they did this. We've been talking about it back and forth, but he's almost finished. So I've got to kind of catch up. But it's a beautiful, wonderful game. I would suggest anyone that's listening, please play that game. It's a beautiful experience.
No, it really is one of the best games of 2015, in my opinion. So
I have to say, it is.
Yeah. Well, I know we talked a lot about some of the exclusives that are coming out in 2016, and there's going to be that great third-party stuff that's coming out that you'll be able to play on the Xbox One. I know Deus Ex is coming out again. Apparently Mass Effect 4 is going to be coming out.
Yes. I'm looking forward to that.
I can't wait for Mass Effect.
I love the Mass Effect series. I play Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 on the PS3. I think it was last year this time. And I have to tell you, the story, the variety, and gameplay was just intriguing. And mind you, I did play Dragon Age, so there was some familiarity, in that team, and having other team members with you. So, but it was. I was actually amazed with that game. I was asking questions like, "What took me so long to play this game? Like, why?" Why did I wait so long? Someone suggested to me, you're doing yourself an injustice by not playing Mass Effect. You need to just go ahead and play it. And so I played it, I experienced it, and I played 1, 2, and 3 back to back. Because once I started, I couldn't put it down. And it was magnificent.
Especially when you take your characters from each game.
Yes, Commander Shepard is a beast. I love her. I love her. You notice I said I love her. Of course, I play as a female.
You played as a female, yeah.
Oh, of course. And I love gaming. As a woman in gaming, I love my character being played as a woman. And not to say that playing as a male that I'm not as, I don't know, I don't feel as engaged, or identifying with the character. Not saying that but I don't. I love playing it as a female. It's an additive for me.
Yeah.
So when I can hear that woman's voice, I feel like, because I have to, I see that character as myself. I don't know how you feel when you play, but I do. I kind of take on the characteristics of the character, and I feel like I'm Commander Shepard. So it does help when it's a woman, because that's what I am.
No, you definitely do in that game because of the story, and you kind of identify with, what he's going through and his adventures, and the story. And that's a beauty of that game, and many other games too, that kind of really, really kind of draw you in.
Yeah.
There was a I think we're talking about this the last podcast I did. There's a game coming out for the PlayStation 4 called Detroit by David Cage. And did you see that trailer?
I did see it through PSX.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw it.
And Worry and I were talking about this. Like, we were sucked in. I mean, just emotional connection with the character. Here's this. This. I guess she's a robot that has a human appearance, but it has human characteristics and feelings. It seems like.
Yes. Yeah.
And you could see that kind of struggle with who she is and how the outside world looks at her.
And I love games where I can have that immersion, and I can just feel like I could just imagine myself, and not just imagine, I see myself in this world. I see myself as this character. I see myself and having that connection. And that's what gaming, for me, that's what it does. I love the immersiveness that games bring. And it truly is
Yeah, no, I agree.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. So, well, I think we're going to wrap up this podcast because it's almost 11 o'clock.
Okay. All right.
And nah, and we could definitely go on, but I definitely I'm excited, for
Mhm.
2016. And I know we talked about some of the exclusive games that are coming out, on the Xbox One this year. And I think it's going to be another great year for that console. And Microsoft's already saying they're going to try to make this even better than
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the plan.
Yeah, so that's exciting news. I'm excited to
It
hear that. And
is.
I mean, geez, I'm if I think about my top games I'm looking for the Xbox One 2016. I mean, Quantum Break's top of the list for me.
Yes.
And then I'm going to put Crackdown 3 and Sea of Thieves is my top three what I'm looking forward to.
Okay. And for me, it would have to be Quantum Break, probably Fable Legends, Recore for me. Sea of Thieves, though. Excuse me. Sea of Thieves. Oh my gosh, that's say that one too. So it's kind of hard to have a. I wanted to say like a top three, but I have to go with top
Yeah,
four. Yeah,
it's harder when you have that many games to pick from.
it is, but it's good to have.
Yeah,
That's a good thing, though.
yeah,
Hmm. I'd rather
yeah,
have too many than not enough.
yeah. No, I
Yeah.
hear you. And
Oh yeah.
then that's what happened to me this past fall. I got backlogged a little bit because I had so much to play.
I promise you, my backlog, you just don't even want. And now, and now with BC, backwards compatibility, it makes it even worse. It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah. What backwards compatibility for the original Xbox?
Oh
How
gosh.
great would that be?
Oh my gosh. Jade Empire. I would love to play that.
Yes, that game was
Yes.
awesome.
Yes. I have
Can we
it.
get another? We need a
Origin was
sequel.
Origin was giving it out for free, and I downloaded it on my PC. And I just kind of was playing around with it. I'm like, oh, I want to experience this on my console so bad. On my, I
Oh, that was a
truly
great
do on my
game.
Xbox. So let's keep our fingers crossed for that one.
Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed. And can you imagine if that happened? If they announced that, that would be huge.
That would be huge. There would be tears in the crowd.
There probably would be tears.
I don't
I
know.
mean, I can already think about some of the games that I'd want to play on it.
Oh yeah.
Jade Empire would definitely be one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Mech Assault, which is one of the first Xbox Live games that
Mhm.
I used to play competitively on Xbox Live. That'd be great to see that back.
Yeah. Yeah. Bring back those OG games.
Bring him back.
Yeah. Bring them back. You
Maybe
hear Microsoft? Bring them back.
bring
We
him
need
back. We can start a petition.
petition. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right. Sounds good.
So yeah, so this is going to be it's going to be an exciting year for the Xbox One game console. I always look at game consoles. The ones that I remember having the most fun with, nice diverse portfolio of games, meaning great exclusive content with great third party support.
Hmm.
And with the list that we talked about, and obviously we know a lot about the third party stuff that's going to be coming to the Xbox One this year. I think that for people that own that console, they're going to be happy and they're going to be having a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too. I
Yeah.
do.
So
Yeah.
in
Good
the end, that's what games
times.
about, having
That's
fun.
right. Good times ahead. We've got good times
Exactly.
ahead. Yep.
My wife might not be thrilled about it, but
You gotta send her to my channel.
you know what? I need to do that. Maybe when she sleeps, I'll play in her ear, like that. What do they call it? Like subliminally, influence her train of thought while
Yeah.
she's sleeping.
Yeah. Does she
Maybe
listen
that
to your
works.
podcast? Can't
Nah,
let her
she
hear
doesn't
your
listen to my
podcast.
podcast.
Okay, well, good. Good. Okay. That's a good
She
thing.
might. She might get upset.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah, she might be
Right.
like, "Why are you talking about me?"
Yep.
You know what? You know what? She's a Steelers fan.
Oh, she is?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I like the Steelers. Franco Harris, Lynn Swan.
Anytime I talk about football with her, and I say, if I say anything negative about this, how many Super Bowls have you guys won?
Uh-oh.
I can't. How do you argue that?
You can't. You
You
can't.
can't.
And the
They
Steelers
won
fan would
6.
get you with that one every time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You can't argue it.
Yep, you really can't. I started appreciating the Steelers when they beat the Cowboys. Was it Super Bowl 79 or 80? I think it was 80. They beat the
I think it was it.
Cowboys, and
I think it was an 80. Yeah.
that's when I had a great appreciation because, of course, I hated the Cowboys at the time. I hated them. And I think it was like Lynn Swan, John Stallworth, Terry Bradshaw, Franco
Yep.
Harris, Mean Joe Green. I was like,
Mean Joe
these
Green.
guys, yes. Oh, yeah.
I think my wife met Mean Joe Green. I think she's got an autograph from him.
Oh, wow. I like your
Yeah.
wife. All right. All right.
Yeah. She's an interesting character.
Okay. Good. A sports fan, though. That's good. Good for her.
Nah, she's good. That's one thing I love about her. She loves sports.
Yeah. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
Like I took her to see the Caps play like a couple years ago.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, she had a lot of fun. So
Okay. And I meant good for you in a good way. Someone told me I have to stop saying good for you because apparently this slang term, it's just kind of a derogatory term. So I didn't know that. So I tend to say good for you a lot. I didn't know that means something negative.
I
According
didn't
to
know that
Urban
either.
Dictionary.
I
Oh,
thought you
yeah.
were being nice.
I was being nice, but
Yeah.
apparently it's used in a very sarcastic manner is what I've been told. So
Oh yeah.
I
Like
want you to
good for
think
you.
I meant that in a pleasant way when I said good for you.
No, I know you did. I know you did.
Okay.
All right. Well, Mamacita, thank you again for taking time out and joining the podcast today and and hanging in there as my computer somehow went to sleep on Hangouts. I got to look that up because I got to figure out why that's happening or why that happened.
Okay.
That's really weird.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
No, my pleasure.
At some point,
and
I have to have you guys, you and Worry Ward, have to come on Classy Gamer Girls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to. I can't speak for Worry. I think he would.
Yeah, he would. But, I've already talked to Worry. He told me he would.
You talked to him?
Oh, I've already talked to him about it. He said he would.
Yeah. No, I think he'd be game, but
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, I would be it would be an honor for me. I would definitely enjoy the opportunity to come on your channel and talk to you and talk games and everything. And
okay.
I'll have to have you back on too. Definitely have to have you back on again.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. So a big hail for this weekend. Hopefully the Skins win. I hope they win.
Yes, I hope so too. Hail to my Skins.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
All right.
But all right, everyone. Thank you for those who are going to watch this later on. I don't think we had any viewers the second half of this podcast. I know we did earlier, but for those who were watching earlier, thank you again. And please leave your comments in the comment section below. Let us know about what games you're looking forward to for the Xbox One in 2016, and also give us a like and subscribe. And we'll definitely be putting together. I think we're going to do. I think I'm doing the PlayStation 4 2016 preview tomorrow. I think so. Definitely keep an eye out for that. But other than that, a big thank you again to Mamacita. Appreciate it. And also Happy New Year to everyone too. I didn't do that earlier. Wish everyone a Happy New Year. So Happy New Year to you, Mamacita, and everyone. All our viewers.
Right. Thank you. Happy New Year to you too.
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you again for watching, everyone, and we will catch you soon. And remember, gamers, to game on.
All right. Bye-bye.